This whole thing was like known a couple of months ago. Why is it
Yeah.
that only now people have started realizing that?
One maybe because they might end up playing India in Dubai. One of the reasons could be that, but yeah, it's a bit of a delayed reaction. But it is an advantage, isn't it? I mean, let's face it, it has been an advantage for India to know the playing conditions, to pick the team for those conditions, to not have to travel, to be in the comfort of the same dressing room, to feel the ground, to know the dimensions, to know which side of the boundary is shorter, which side is longer. But then again, these doubts or these what do I say? These so-called advantages for India should have been pointed out much earlier, not now when the tournament is almost halfway through, and we've also had the first washout today. It's just what do I say? I mean, it's sour grapes, should I say? Although they haven't yet played India, but I feel that they're all fearing um, playing India in those conditions. They could still end up beating India. I mean, why are they discounting the fact that they could end up beating India in Dubai? India can have a bad day. So it's just a bit strange and needless to say.
Dwepan, we are angry with you guys from Chennai because Nasir Hussain, born in Chennai, played a bit of his formative years in Chennai as well. For him to make a comment like this, not on Dwepan, please step out and tell everybody.
No, but what they're saying is true, na? Like it is true. Just that ICC doesn't do anything about it. The entire money is from India. Today, T20 World Cup, India was the only team who knew where they will play the semi-final. They knew they were the only team who were only playing day matches. So it has been the case. Now, if ICC's only aim is to make money out of the media rights, the money that that generates out of India, then it is going to be like this. Everything is in India's favor. It will be the game is such that there can't be there is not much they can do about it. But there is no point crying horse now. Like if they had a problem, they should have said it up front. They should have done something about it. They could have moved the tournament out of Pakistan, whatever. I don't know what the, but there is no point talking about it now. Of course, it is heavily favored in heavily loaded in favor of India. There is absolutely no doubt about it. What they are saying is completely right. Just that it's a little too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Nitin, if you look at the schedule of the ICC Champions Trophy, you'll see that India, rightly or wrongly, now has a 6 day gap in their schedule, whereas the others are crisscrossing within Pakistan, playing matches. Even New Zealand have a 5 to 6 day gap now. Uh, could anything else have been done with the schedule? Or this is the best that could have been done?
Once India, I think, refused to tour Pakistan, I think this is the best that they could do. What the ICC could have done to introduce a semblance of fair play was maybe have India's matches spread across all three Emirate regions. One match in Abu Dhabi, one match in Dubai, and one match in Sharjah, so that India does not have the advantage of play no of the conditions of the ground and the dimensions of the ground and the what do I say the knowledge of playing on tired pitches, which might happen. Although now with the 6 day break, I think the curator would have enough time to work on that pitch and make it a little more batting friendly and less spin friendly. But I feel that they could have moved the tournament out. But I mean, I was seeing the other schedules uh, post the IPL money started, making India a very dear friend to all the other boards and all the other overseas cricketers. I was seeing the schedule of the 2012 T20 World Cup and the 2014 T20 World Cup, which was happening in Sri Lanka and in Bangladesh. In Sri Lanka, India played all its matches in Colombo, and in 2014, India played all its matches in in
Mirpur.
Mirpur. All the in Sri Lanka, all I mean the other countries ended up playing games in Palekele as well as Colombo, whereas in 2014, teams had to play in Chittagong as well as in Mirpur. So we've had this bias even then, but just that now that because the tournament was plucked out of half the tournament rather was plucked out of Pakistan because of political differences between India and Pakistan. We've had issues now, being raised by former players. I must say that they're all valid reasons, and it does create heartburn, and it does create controversy. But I feel that it is a little too late. What should have happened was all the other teams combined should have raised an objection that no, if at all India are playing its matches out of Pakistan, then let it be spread across all three emirate regions, not just in Dubai.
Fair point. I was just looking at the schedule of the 2013 Champions Trophy, which India won. They started off in Cardiff, moved to the Oval, then to Birmingham, and then back to Cardiff, and then to Birmingham. And then in 2017, India alternated between Birmingham and the Oval. So it's not like unknown uh, for India to be like in one or two venues. 2013 they were moving around a lot, Dwapan, but in England, like in UAE, it is easier because you're either traveling by train or by bus. So you're not expending as much energy as say you would crisscrossing between Karachi and Lahore, or Lahore and Pindi, or in this case Islamabad. Is that then a valid point in your view, Dwapar?
See, when 2023 World Cup was starting, just before because the first match was in Chennai, in the press conference, Rohit Sharma said that we are out on a Bharat Darshan because we are playing in 10 venues. So basically, playing in India, it was difficult for them because they had to move everywhere and make everyone happy. Where Pakistan was playing in Hyderabad, a couple of matches they played there, couple of matches they played in Chennai. It was like that. So. Yes, this traveling, etc. I think what Nitin says is a fair point. Is a fair point, but only. Then the logistics is involved. I'm sure the television companies, the broadcasters wouldn't have been happy shifting all their material from one venue to another venue to another, and not knowing where the semi-final is, final is. So all those things, the overhead costs had to be taken into account. There are so many things, but having said all that, ICC should think about these things beforehand. Like there is no point discussing this at this stage of the tournament and crying foul over it. The horse has been bolted, and let's be fair about one more thing. India is a superior side than these teams in these conditions. What, even if they were playing in South Africa, they would probably have beaten most of them. So, having said everything, it is also true that India is a far superior side than at least the two teams that they have beaten so far in the Champions Trophy. They would have beaten them with their third team also.
One man who's not complaining at all about India's long break and the advantage that they have is someone who has just joined us from Dubai, Gaurav Gupta, because reports coming out of Dubai, highly placed sources have confirmed that Gaurav Gupta spent a lot of time shopping yesterday in Dubai, and he's going to have more of the same today as well because the Indian team is on break. So Gaurav Gupta is also on break. So Nitin, if you're waiting for a copy from Gaurav, you'd have to wait longer because he's not working today.
No, no,
Gaurav,
he's just smashed two already. So
oh
we're
my
just
God,
waiting for the third one.
my God, I suppose they're as small a copy as Gaurav usually files, 300, 350
Yeah, yeah,
words.
yeah, yeah. Of course, of
That's
course.
that's his style. That's his style. If you tell him a word count, he'll stick to the word count. Gaurav,
Chandesh, I wish I could fly down to meet you right now. It's been a tough time here, yeah. There's been nothing to do. Absolutely botched up tournament. Of all seven teams are playing. Seven teams are playing at one place, and the eight team is at another place where we have nothing to do for a week. I don't know how and why the ICC comes up with these, absolutely weird scheduling. I keep saying. Just and then I think what Nasser Hussain and Michael Atherton what they've said is correct. They have a fair point, but just that as the Panta said, there's no point in talking about it right now because unfortunately the political situation and everything compels us to this kind of a position, which is obviously completely unfortunate and sort of unavoidable. But it is sad state of affairs because one team should not be getting this kind. But then India have also traveled a lot in previous World Cups. Around India, in Australia, during 22 World Cup. So, because of they're such a popular team and everybody wants to see their matches, but still, an extremely undesirable situation.